All of Us Strangers is what I would describe as the gay version of Xanax. It's starring Andrew Scott, who you may recognize as Moriarty from the BBC Sherlock show. And it feels exactly like the kind of movie that Andrew Scott would do. I used to visit Reddit. I know. Cringe. I don't have a Fedora version of the Fesh, so you'll just have to imagine that it's sitting there. But for a long time, the AMA subreddit, the worst AMA was considered to be Woody Harrelson, because he was just treating it as like a press junket. He just wanted to promote his current movie and nothing else. And so like for a long time, the joke there was, I just want to talk about Rampart, because that was the movie that Woody Harrelson was promoting. And for a long time, Woody Harrelson was considered the worst AMA until Andrew Scott showed up. Andrew Scott had like, it was like he literally didn't care to do anything. He was just giving like 1 or 2 word responses to stuff, and it was very clear that he was just there to be like, oh, go see my movie, but I thought it's like, I think somebody asked him like a detailed question about how he liked working with like Benedict Cumberbatch or all this stuff. It was like, oh, it was fun. Like just no effort whatsoever. And from that, I kind of got this picture in my head that he's this just kind of a boring guy who just kind of, I don't know, lucked into a memorable role and has just kind of done nothing really of importance since. And in this movie, he feels like he's on Xanax the whole time, even when he's on ketamine. The movie, it's very like, it's a kind of a high concept fantasy, like Sixth Sense kind of a thing, where he's playing a gay man who starts a relationship with one of his neighbors, but he's also taking train trips to his old hometown to meet, to hang out with his parents. But his parents were killed in a car accident when he's 12. And so basically he's just going and hanging out with his parents' ghosts. And the film never really explains how it is that he's interacting with these ghosts. He just kind of like stumbles into it and just kind of accepts it for what it is. So the film kind of talks about like the differing generations dealing with homosexuality in their ways, because like he's dating a younger gay man, and his parents died before he was even out to them, and so they died in like the 80s or 90s. And so like when he's talking to them, they're still stuck in that mindset of like that era, and he comes out to them and they have all of these really outdated ideas of what it means and questions and stuff like that, and concerns about HIV, because that was big in the 80s and 90s. And he's just like, oh, it's like not even a worry anymore, we've got medication for all that. But they even have like a conversation with him and his boyfriend where his boyfriend identifies as queer, but he doesn't really like that word because, he remembers having that word hurled at him as an insult when he was younger, but now queer is kind of just the more accepted thing, and it's just looking at the different generational issues with it. So like, I think there is some value to be had in the film, just in terms of like examining the issues that gay people have dealt with generationally. But the story itself just kind of feels it's very slow, it's very meandering, and I don't know, the finale just kind of didn't make that much sense to me. And I don't know if it was just the film had turned me off to it at that point, but it's a very artsy ending. And like, I don't know, if that's your thing, if you really like that kind of artistic flair, I guess. But yeah, it's just not for me. All of Us Strangers, if you go for that kind of gay artsy stuff, you might get something from it, but I was bored the whole time. Hey, thanks for watching. Your view means a lot. Don't forget to toss me a like and subscribe and ring the bell, and drop a comment below telling me what you thought of the video. I stream Mondays and Fridays at 5 p.m. Pacific, so catch me live and join in on the convo. You can find all my socials in the description below, and thank you to all my patrons, with a very special shout out to my Whale Shark tier patrons Ryan D and James Knight, and my Anemone Friend tier patron Piftle Cakes. Your support means the world. Catch you next time.